Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to the 2018-19 Dixies, the Everton Football Club Awards. And it's an awards ceremony with a bit of a difference this year because for the first time the Dixies are being hosted exclusively online. So we're being joined by Evertonians from around the world, including members of the club's international supporters clubs. So it's giving the fans the chance to get closer to the action as the winners of the Dixies are revealed. We'll be presenting all of the customary awards from Player of the Season to Fan of the Year to the latest Everton Giant, and we have some great content for you to enjoy as well. And I'm joined in the studio here at Goodison by a graduate of Everton's world-renowned academy, and that rarest of things, a one-club man, Leon Osman. You are an Everton Giant. Why did you look at me like that?
You're making me feel very short.
Look, I'm not going to spend the whole of this show making gags about your height, okay?
Look, I'm pleased to be here. That's
Good,
where
good.
we're supposed to go with that. Pleased to be here.
And
Thank
are you excited?
I am excited.
Good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the awards today.
Excellent. Someone get in my box. We'll hear plenty from Leon throughout the course of the show, but we're going to begin with our review of the 2018-19 season on and off the pitch. A season of change and a season that promises much for the future. The second half of the season's been really encouraging, hasn't it? And in particular, those games against Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal and Manchester United.
But as you said, you mentioned those games, the Manchester United especially, that being the highlight of all the performances for me. the team have showed what they're capable of. They've shown the levels of performances that they can reach, and I think the key for me moving forward into next season is, can they maintain that? Can they show the consistency to perform like that over the course of the whole season? Because they're really top levels that they managed to achieve.
Well, you would hope so, wouldn't you? And you'd see it in that it's built and built. It was a summer of a lot of change, so it takes time.
Of course, and I think one of the most difficult things for a new manager is the integration of their new players and their new signings. And you've got Luca Dean, Bernard, Gomez, Zuma, Richarlison, all came in and arguably a top five of the players this season. They really have hit the ground running, and that's great credit to Marcel Brands and Marco Silva, but also for the team as a whole. And as I said, the way they integrated was fantastic.
How difficult is that? Because obviously over your many seasons here, you will have seen players come in the summer and take a lot longer than that current crop did to integrate and feel part of the team.
Well, yeah, most of the time they were in my position, so wasn't necessarily helping them as well as
Will you make it as difficult as possible for them?
Well, to an extent, you want to welcome your teammates, but also you are competitive for that position. But as I said, those players that have come in, and Luca Dean in particular came in and not necessarily replace Leighton Baines, but Leighton's been a mainstay of this club for many years now, and to come and take that position and make it his own, great credit to him.
Just a couple of the sort of attacking talent that was brought in. Richarlison arrived and hit the ground running. Bernard arrived, and again, a bit like the team, I suppose, in the second half of the season, has really developed into a fan's favourite.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably different journeys, those two. Richarlison really did hit the ground running, sort of filtered, lost his way a little bit as he went back and came back strong at the end. Bernard was a slow burner. He took his time to announce himself, to get himself into the team. But, speaking to the players, the way they talk about him both on the field as a player, but also off the field as a character is fantastic to hear. Really is an important part of this squad now, as I said, both on and off the field.
What about those players who didn't come in this season, have been here a bit longer, but you have seen very much improve in this season?
Yeah, well, I would say Michael Keane in particular has probably had a tough time of it last season. Lost his confidence a little bit. He's come back with a bang, got himself back in the international scene and playing particularly well. And Gylfi Sigurdsson as well, to get into double figures of scoring goals, to provide the assists he has stepped up his game as well. And as I say, they're really positive signs moving forward to next season. It's been an interesting season. Not everything has gone according to plan, but the way the season's finishing, it's important to keep that positivity going over the summer and start that way next season.
What about Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
Been very impressed. It's not easy to be a number 9 at this club. The Evertonians have a lot of emphasis on that position, on that shirt here and out there behind us in royal blue. So, as I said, he was an England international under 20s, scored that goal in the World Cup final. So a lot was expected of him. Again, a slow burner, but now he's started to look more physical. He started to believe in himself. A bit like myself, with the physicality. Thank you for that. But he's.
When you did that, I thought, my God, it could be Dominic Calvert-Lewin next to me. I really thought that for a minute. Yeah, go on.
Well, he started to believe in himself. He's
playing regularly where he wants to play. Yeah,
he is, but it's a fine line for a manager not just to play a player regularly because you think they've got a chance. You have to earn the right as well, and his performances have done that. He's leading the line. He's running the channels. He's enjoying playing as an Everton number 9. The one thing I'd say for him moving forward is he needs a couple more goals to his game. As I think you're going to lead the line in that position, but he really is starting to show all the signs.
But he also has someone on the coaching staff that he can call on for advice. Surely, if he wants to be a number 9 that leads the line.
Well, there's certainly a hugely influential number 9 sat watching those games from the bench every week in Duncan Ferguson, a fan favourite. Someone who's been there and knows exactly what it is to bear the pressure of having to score those goals. So, he should be tapping into him for every possible bit of information he can.
Well, to just say as well, actually, away from the first team, the future's bright too.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that the under-23s this season have just won a second Premier League title too. So, fantastic achievement for Unzi and those players. And we saw after they won the first title a few years back, quite a few of them players made the grade and stepped up and played first team football. And I'm sure David Unsworth particularly is hoping that this crop can do the same.
Okay, that's how you do it, yeah?
Right there.
Right, okay. And of course, we'll talk a lot more about the season as the show goes on. Now, as Leon referred to, it's not only about the Everton first team. The Dixies is a celebration of many great things about this great club. And our first award recognises an area of outstanding achievement. It's named after the most successful manager in Everton's long and illustrious history. It is, of course, the Howard Kendall Award, and this year's recipients are hugely deserving.
For the second time in 3 seasons, Everton under-23s are the Premier League 2 champions and, as a result, are Howard Kendall Award winners. David Unsworth steered his young players to the title with a game to spare, and they became the first under-23 team to do the Premier League and Cup double, defeating Newcastle United in the Cup final at Goodison Park. It certainly has been a season to remember. The Toffees won more games than any other team in the division and finished the campaign with the best goal difference, and it was all tied up nicely at Goodison Park with a 1-0 victory over Brighton and Hove Albion, sparking joyous scenes of celebration. The boys enjoyed some tremendous results along the way to the title, but undoubtedly the pick of the bunch was a 2-0 Merseyside derby win at Anfield against Liverpool, courtesy of a Nathan Broadhead double. There was also the remarkable 6-0 thrashing of Tottenham Hotspur and victories against Manchester City and Chelsea. To break the news of the Howard Kendall Award win, Chairman Bill Kenwright and major shareholder Farhad Mashiri surprised David Unsworth and his side at USM Finch Farm just hours before that Premier League Cup final triumph over Newcastle.
Lads, can we have your attention just for 2 seconds? You're an amazing set of lads, absolutely amazing set of lads, and you've achieved extraordinary things this season. And tonight, hopefully you're going to be the first team in Everton's history to get a Cup and League double. And you were also the first team in Everton's history to be twice awarded the Howard Kendall Award at this year's Dixies. So if we've got the award, Farhad's going to present it to Morgan with our gratitude, our love and our thanks and our hopes for tonight. First in history.
Well done, well deserved. Very much. Thank you. I hope you do well. Thank you.
But the chairman and Mr. Mashiri weren't finished there and had another giant surprise in store.
There's also another moment we would like you to share. You thought these cameras were here for a bit of a documentary. Well, it's a setup, I'm afraid. We are also celebrating an Everton Giant tonight, and he is a giant. Giant to you boys, giant to me, giant to Farhad, and the Everton Giant is, of course, David Unsworth.
I don't know what to say. It's an amazing surprise, something I didn't expect. So it's not a double anymore. It's a treble, Morgs, okay? So we'll thank you to my staff. Thank you for your amazing support. To the players, you are an honour to manage, to coach, and it's an honour and a privilege to work for this football club. So Farhad, thank you.
Thank you, David.
Chairman, thank you.
Who knows how many other Giants there are here in this room today?
Well,
Let's
hopefully a
hope so.
few. Thank you, everyone. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Welcome so much. Thank you.
Good luck, boys. Good luck. Well, he's an Everton Giant in every way. No one will forget his playing career. No one will forget the 28-second goal when David Moyes took over the club and everything changed. No one will forget the fact that he stood in for us twice when the club was in trouble, and what he's done with the under-23s in his time with them to win the under-23s title twice in 3 years. He's created something very, very special, and he's fully deserving.
Everything about Everton is so special. You know, it's a club with great history, great tradition. I think he's doing everything right to to instill in every youngster's blood the importance of winning, and just understanding what this blue jersey is all about is very important. And I think that's what Untitled is doing. I think that blood is important. So Untitled stands for everything to do with that.
It's an amazing honour and privilege to accept the award. The line of men, players that have gone before me, that have won this award, to be part of that group is very, very special, and I'm very, very honoured and touched by it, if I'm being honest with you. You know, I could say it means everything, and that wouldn't be enough. It's been my life from a 13-year-old boy, and now I'm 45, and it's still my life.
Well, I'm delighted to say that we're joined here in the studio by the under-23 skipper Morgan Feeney and the player who scored the goal that sealed the title, Josh Bowler. Let me start with you, Morgan. You're a boyhood Everton fan, so you must have been incredibly proud to have lifted that trophy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I won it a couple of years ago now, but as you said, to lift it as the captain and do it at Goodison as well, it's a very special moment for me and my family.
Do you think you as a group, although players change, have carried the momentum on from the last triumph?
Yeah, I mean, last season was a bit, because we had a few new players, it was one of them seasons where you're just getting the feel of it all together again, but you know, the fundamentals were there this year, you know, the hard work, the togetherness to go on and win a title this year, and you just felt from the beginning that we were going to have a good season.
Did you?
Yeah.
You can just tell, can
you?
You
just tell, and the dressing room's good and everyone's on the same wavelength and things like that, you know, we just had that real togetherness and good feeling in the dressing room, so.
Leon's going to take you back to his academy career now, which is making him feel very old, is all of this, making me feel even older.
You've ruined it now.
Sorry,
I was going to say, it's 21 years since I scored in the Youth Cup final. Thank you very much for that. But actually, I remember how I felt after I'd scored the goal. It was an important goal for us, but it helped us to win the trophy. How did you feel knowing that goal had not only won the trophy for you, but how it was making your teammates feel as well?
It was a great feeling. I remember saying on the day, it's probably the best feeling I've had in football so far. I scored earlier in like the 20th minute, so at the time obviously we didn't know if we were going to win it or not from that goal, but as soon as the final whistle went, it was just an overjoy of emotion. Everyone was coming up to me saying well done. It was just a great feeling, and I was happy that I was able to do that for my teammates, because obviously they've helped me through it, and then it was good for me to get the winning goal and to see everyone so happy after a long season. It was a great.
Were you as confident going into the game?
Yeah, I mean, we gone through all the week. We got beat by City the week before, but I think pretty quickly we put that to bed and said, you know, we're at Goodison, there's no way we're going to get beat there, and there's no way it's going to go to West Ham to the wire. So yeah, we were very confident.
How influential has Unzi been with you this season, not only with the team and you know how you played, but individually to help you progress as players?
It's been great. He's been, ever since I've joined, he's been a great figure to me, and we always spoke about last season as like a building season, a learning season. As long as we learned this season from last season, then it would be worth it, and I think it showed we have, and he's just built the legacy that we built up, and thankfully won the league from it.
You do sound like you're a really close group.
Yeah, we're all best friends in the changing room. We do stuff out of football every day. We come in and we enjoy each other's company, so it does help on the football pitch as we've seen. And
you are a season ticket holder here, so is it weird when you go back and sit in the Gladys Street end to know that you do actually play out here as well? Have you managed to balance that in your head?
Yeah, it's strange sometimes, and you know, the players you play now, sometimes you might train with them once or twice in the week, and you know, it's sort of a strange feeling to change from a fan to a player and things, but you know, when you're in the stand, you're still a little kid at heart, and when we score, jumping about, celebrating, so you know, that'll never leave me.
Thank you both for coming in. Wish you well in the future. Both of you, really appreciate it. After such a memorable campaign, it was a tough decision to select the under-23s player of the season, but proud boss David Unsworth and his coaching staff have made their choice, and our winner was integral to the side's success.
Hello everyone, it's a great pleasure that we're here today to present the under-23 Player of the Year for 2019. It's been an amazing season. There are so many players who could have won this. It's been a really, really close vote and decision by all the staff. However, we have come to a decision, and the winner of the Under-23 Player of the Year is Nathan Broadhead. There you go.
I'd like to thank Unzi and the staff for choosing me, and the team. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So it's all about the team effort, and it's been a good season. Thank you.
We've got 4 more Dixies to announce for you now as we reveal your Fan of the Year, the Ladies Player of the Season, the Young Player of the Season, and the winner of the Goal of the Season.
From long-range thunderbolts to perfectly placed finishes and textbook team moves, our rundown of Goal of the Season contenders had a little bit of everything. Evertonians voted in their thousands, and here are the top 3 strikes as chosen by you, followed by our winner picking up his Dixie from a bona fide Blues goal-scoring legend.
Digne takes! Taken by Gomez. Gomez glides through! Brilliant! Brilliant goal! Sigurdsson tries his luck and brilliantly finishes in the top left-hand corner.
2018-19 season saw some fantastic goals, but the one that really stood out and the one that was voted for by the fans was from this gentleman here, Gylfi Sigurdsson's goal against Leicester City away. What a fantastic strike. And I've got Lee McDarby here from Money Corp, who is going to do the honours.
Gylfi, on behalf of Money Corp, congratulations on a fantastic goal.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to thank the fans for voting this goal. It means a lot to receiving this award. It's a special strike for me, so I'd like to say thank you very much.
A terrific effort from Gylfi Sigurdsson, unstoppable.
(2018-19) has been a challenging season for Everton ladies, but once again they have secured their WSL1 status. The standout moments of the campaign were undoubtedly the 2 wins against Liverpool, while the appointment of former Bristol City boss Willie Kirk as manager is already bearing fruit. The mixture of youth and experience in the squad bodes well for the future, and the 2018-19 Ladies Player of the Season is someone who at the age of 24 has already spent 6 seasons in and around the first team squad.
Since coming into the club, all the players have been absolutely exceptional in terms of their day-to-day standards and buying into what we've been trying to do. I think there's one player that gave absolutely everything on the training pitch and the playing pitch. Every time she steps on it, she's looking sharper and sharper every single day. And this year's Player of the Season is Simone Miguel.
I'm delighted to receive this award. Obviously it's been a challenging year for us, so hopefully we can build on it and go into next season, and we'll see what happens.
2 goals on his debut really set Richarlison up and running at Everton Football Club. The 21-year-old has brought more than a touch of Samba magic to Goodison Park, and he's continued to find the net on a regular basis since that opening day breaks at Molineux. His willingness to fulfil his defensive duties too has been lauded by manager Marco Silva, and the adoring Evertonians think this Brazilian is brilliant. Richarlison is our young player of the season, and it was another new face for 2018-19, Marcel Brands, who handed over the Dixie.
He was amazing this season, scoring great goals. What's very important for Everton, I'm happy to announce the young player of the season, Richarlison. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm happy. I love you guys. I love you fans.
Meet 10-year-old Alfie. Having gone through an incredible trauma, Alfie decided he wanted to help other unfortunate youngsters confronted with tough times. he wrote to Everton Football Club, and with the help of Everton in the community, Alfie's Squad was born. A fundraising initiative, it will ensure the charity's proposed People's Place mental health facility will offer services aimed especially at children. Having also collected donations for fans supporting food banks, Alfie has struck up something of a bond with Everton defender Michael Keane, and it was our England international and Theo Walcott who went along to Alfie's school to launch Alfie's Squad earlier this year. For his bravery, his positivity and his love of the Blues, Alfie is our Fan of the Year for 2018-19, and we got someone very special to deliver the news.
I have something to give you, this word. Our Fan of the Year. I think we deserve everything what we can do to you and to support you, but I think it's really important and you deserve this award.
Thank you.
What a remarkable young lad Alfie is, to have to come to terms with his dad passing away and yet to think about others who are in that situation.
It just shows his incredible character, as you said, to take something tragic and try and make something positive out of it, and try and make sure that the experience he's had doesn't necessarily happen to others or other people around, and if he can help, which he has done, what he's done is incredible. Got the club involved in the first team. That letter was inspirational, and trying to make a positive out of it.
But that's the other thing that comes into it all. You know, for all the trophies and all the success that we talk about when it comes to football, and you know how all of this matters on the pitch, it's that link between football and community is ever more important.
Absolutely, and I may be biased, but I think this club is the best in the country at it. To have that link between the club and the fans, the community. You know, we've got the charity Everton in the community itself, and the lengths to which we're prepared to go to as a community, and including the whole of the city, not necessarily just the blue half in that aspect of it, but it really does show how much a club can affect the community.
I hate to break this to you. You're not maybe biased, you are biased. You are biased.
Yeah, but I'll still say maybe. Yeah,
that's allowed. Yeah, you're allowed to do that. Let's talk about some of the other award winners there. Let's start with Richarlison, who won the Young Player of the Year. You've already touched on the kind of season that he's had, but how would you describe that first year here?
I think it's been very good. You forget when you're signing a player for as much money as we did that he's still only in his early 20s. He's got into double figures in his first season in Premier League goals, which is not an easy feat in itself, but he brings an awful lot. And you know, you expect Brazilians to be, you know, to do flick ups and get in the box and score these, but he doesn't half work hard. That's a great attribute to have.
Do you think that's underestimated?
I do, and I think, you know,
I think you have to see him week in, week out to really understand the work rate he puts in.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And his commitment, you know, he's happy to go and challenge for headers and be physical. I mean, so much so that we played him up front as a centre forward on his own for a large part of the season. So it shows what he can do, what he's prepared to do for the team. But he's certainly at his best when he's in the wider areas, making runs onto the ball and in and behind defenders. And as I said, in the last month or two, we've started to see him back to his best.
I know you said to me off air, and I can tell you that he said this. You said that Gylfi Sigurdsson goal reminded you of so many of your own.
Well, you know, it's not easy to win goal of the season at this club. It's
how many times did you win it?
I think it was just once, but you know, I actually thought it should have been about 4 or 5 times. But you know, these things. What are you going to do? No, but it was an incredible goal, wasn't it? You know, it's one thing to have an incredible strike, but it had the whole package. It had the awareness, the turn, perfectly out of his foot, and right in the top corner. What more can you ask for?
That's what I was going to ask you. Technique-wise, which is the hardest bit in that goal? The turn or the actual shot?
Well, what I liked the best of it is aware of where he was on the field, to know that he had a bit of time to...
So neither of them?
Yeah, nothing you would know about. No, the strike is incredible. You know, it's when you score those goals, you hit them so well and you put them in the top corner. They're really pleasing on the eye. But you know, to have the awareness to take a touch, to do a nice bit of skill in the middle of the pitch, get the ball out your feet, and then I think everybody was screaming out for him to strike it, and he's been in really good form all season in front of goal. He's, as I said, he's got into double figures. That was the best of his goals, but really has brought a lot to the team this season.
And just on the women's team, maybe a little bit like the men's, but under new management now, and that takes time to get used to. They have had some good results this season.
Yeah, I mean, Simone McGill, worthy winner of the award, but the team's not been at its best this season. It was the introduction of Willie Kirk, in December time, and the team started to certainly improve performances. His first game against Liverpool was a great way to start, a great way to join the club. But as I said, it's not been the greatest season, but they'll take the positives.
Liverpool.
Well, that part was certainly a plus. We'll always take that. But
you can't say it. You can't say it. I know you're fighting the urge not to say it, but just say it.
It was fantastic.
They beat Liverpool.
Well, yeah.
Run round the table and celebrate.
But beating Liverpool is a real positive. Obviously, it's the local rivals. You want to do that as often as you can. But the season as a whole hasn't been the best, but there's things to work on. You can see the way they're getting positive. There's a real positive feeling towards the end of the season. I expect them to do okay next season.
Okay, well, as we acknowledge all our winners on this show, we are also remembering those we have lost during the season. As Alan Ball famously said, once Everton has touched you, nothing will be the same. And these people will certainly never be forgotten. Everton's heroes there who will always be remembered. Right, let's head back to the club training ground now at USM Finch Farm. We got the entire first team squad together in the indoor pitch and asked captain Phil Jagielka to reveal who they had voted their player of the season.
All right, boys, invite you all to the indoor gym to give out the award for the player's player. We've all been voting to see who we think's had the best season. So without further ado, actually there's a little bit of a twist. For the first time ever between the whole squad, there's two winners. So if you'd all put your hands together and say well done to Adrissa Garnegay and Lucas Digne. Now one slight problem. Who gets the, there you go.
Digne takes and scores, and Everton have equalised. The surprise factor of the Frenchman.
I'm so happy for my first season to win the award, and now it was a privilege for me to win this. And with Ghana, I'm so happy because I play 8 years with him in Lille, and we can win together this year. It's perfect. He's a good teammate. Yeah, he's really nice guy, and he enjoys every time. He has the smile, and he's like on the pitch, you know. He's every time smiling, enjoy, and no, he's a very good guy.
Yeah, of course. I know him when we were in Lille. We played together, and I'm just happy to play with him again. And he's a nice guy and a good friend of me. So I'm very happy for him. He's settling very well in this team, and he's doing very well for Everton, and hopefully he will continue like that for the next season. He's a dynamic guy. He likes to wear some nice clothes and make some nice haircut. So sometimes it's nice, but sometimes it's very funny.
A dead heat, Leon, then? About right, would you say?
I certainly don't think you can argue with it. Two players who have been outstanding this season. Idrissa Gueye, yes, we've seen the heights he can hit in previous season, but has been good again this season. He's so important to the middle of the field, to setting the tempo, and he's one of those players that, you know, every player who plays alongside him thoroughly appreciates the work he gets through. It's not always glamorous, it's not always the most easy on the eye or the goal scorer, but it's such an important role. And you know, Luca Digne, still haven't decided how we're going to pronounce his name, has been incredible this season. You know, to come in, to take the role out of Leighton Baines' hands, to run with it and be as good as he has. I put him in my team of the year for the whole league. I think he's been that good, and so it doesn't surprise me that they're the top two for that award.
Actually, let's just deal with Luca Digne then. Does it add extra pressure when you're fighting for a place with a club legend, which obviously he has been doing with Leighton Baines?
It does, but we're talking about a player that, you know, has come from Barcelona. He's played at top clubs. He's had to compete with top players to get a game wherever he's been. So he's no stranger to that, but still to come to a new country, to settle in as quickly as he has done, both on and off the field, and then put the level of performances he has been terrific from the young man.
And there is more to Idrissa Gueye than just breaking up play and giving it to someone more creative. I mean, we've seen that this season, much more to him than that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's getting forward a lot more. He's making a lot more key passes in the game, but ultimately it's the what we call the ugly side of the game, where he's absolutely terrific at. And you know, the players' vote is about appreciating who's contributed the most to the team and who. Although
in this case it was also about voting for someone with nice hair and nice clothes. Let's not forget.
Yeah, you know, I think that's why I never got anywhere near the award, to be honest. But you know, it does such important work for the team, and you know, Luca's been outstanding.
And also in the past, according to Phil Jagielka, a previous Dixies on stage, said the Players' Player of the Year was about bribery.
I never saw any of that money.
Now, the winner of our next Dixie may not have played 433 games for the Blues, like Dixie himself and someone else. Who else has played 433 games for the club? But his impact is felt across the club and in the community every day. You and Dixie D, really, in the same breath.
Yeah, a bit of a difference in goals, I'm afraid, though.
And hair. This year's winner has given over 12 years of selfless service to Everton in the community, impacting people in need from across the city and beyond. Renowned for going above and beyond on a daily basis, he epitomises the spirit of Everton, and Darren Griffiths explains more.
I'm here at the wonderful Everton in the Community Blue Base facility, which is little more than a Jordan Pickford goal kick away from Goodison Park. And I'm here to find out why Henry Mooney is this year's winner of the People's Club Award. Enthusiastic and passionate, Henry is a well-known and popular member of the Everton in the Community staff. For the past 12 years, he has run and supported a wide range of programmes which have benefited people young and old across Merseyside. But this season will be his last. Henry will take up well-earned retirement in June, and one Everton legend who has come to know him very well insists he'll be sorely missed.
Pat, you know Henry Mooney as well as anybody. He's been at the football club forever and a day, and he's a very special guy.
Oh yeah, he's really changed my situation. He's a fantastic
man to work for and very passionate about what he does.
And the participants, they love him, don't they?
Oh, they do. I think when Henry does retire, he'll be missed tremendously. There'll be some sad faces in there, and tears, I should imagine.
What is it about him?
I don't know, it's just his aura, his mannerisms, his ways, he's funny. He's made a great impact on people's lives here.
Well, that's what Pat van den Houw thinks of his good friend Henry Mooney, but what about some of the other members of the Everton family, and crucially, the participants who work so closely with this year's People's Club Award winner?
Henry is a godsend. Each and every one of us here would be lost without him.
Anything's going wrong or you got a little problem or something like that, he'll go out of his way to help you, to do his best to help you.
He's one of the most happy-go-lucky people I think I've ever met, because I don't think, in the 5 years that we've been coming here, I don't think I've ever seen him in a bad mood.
Everything he does with passion, and that's why they love him so much, because they know like he gives it 100% and makes their time here worthwhile. That's why they keep coming back and they can't get enough of coming to these groups. He's not just me bosses, he's everything. He's put more time into me and guiding me, mentoring me more than anyone. Without Henry, I certainly wouldn't be where I am today.
Wasn't Joe telling the story about Gazza when he was in the hotel at Wembley? And Gazza was there and he went, oh, hi Joe and all that, and he had nowhere to stay.
Right, what's this story? Come on, what's the So Henry, I thought you were all meant to be in a meeting at the moment, not you telling reminiscing and telling stories.
We just sort of, well, we have been talking, we haven't been.
Well, Henry, I'm awfully sorry to intrude on your meeting, but as you know, every year we have an end-of-season awards, the Dixies, and this year is no different, and we're giving awards out to people for a range of different things across different categories, Player of the Year, things like that. As you know, you've been to the Dixies in the past.
Yeah.
And we always have a People's Club Award, and that's for somebody who really embodies the spirit of the football club and our values. We all know what the values are. And this year, I'm here to present the award to you. Congratulations.
I don't know how many awards you've given over the last few years.
And I don't think we have, he said, I don't know how many awards you've given me over the last year.
This has been a set-up.
Yes, it is a set-up. It's so well deserved, and you've got lots of trophies to pack up to take to Spain with you, haven't you?
This is a fantastic one.
And I'll meet you for a glass of wine in La Manga.
Nice. Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
No doubt a worthy winner, someone who you know, of course, someone who's clearly a much-loved character around the club.
Yeah, he is. I've had the fortune of getting to know Henry over a number of years. He's an infectious character. He's someone who puts an awful lot of time into the community. Has a lot to say. I think we all it'd be fair to say that, but it's most of it's worth listening to, that's for sure. And as I said, he gives up so much of his time, and for my opinion, a very worthy winner.
Now, the winner of this next award will get something of a double honour. As well as the trophy, their name will be inscribed on it alongside that of one Leon Osman. Back in 2011, Leon was bestowed with the Blueblood Award, a prize given each year by Chairman Bill Kenwright to someone who, as the name would suggest, has taken Everton and their love of the club very much to their heart. So let's find out who is joining Leon as a winner of the Chairman's Blueblood Award.
Hiya, son, coming. We're just talking about you. That's right. As you know, thank you for coming. Each year at the Dixies, maybe you don't know, you were there last year, but the chairman has an award called a Blueblood Award. And it's for people, it's for players, not even players sometimes, it's for people who have gone above and beyond expectation. And my award this year was absolutely set a couple of weeks ago for the extraordinary efforts you've made this year and the extraordinary success you've had this year. After a tough year last year, when it didn't go right for you,
this year you are the player I told you you would be. You are the pivot of the defence, and you've got your England place back, and it doesn't get much better than that. And we couldn't be prouder of you, I promise you.
Thank you.
So, the Dixie Dean Blueblood Award goes to Michael.
Thanks a lot, it means so much. I know you kept your faith in me last year when I was struggling, and you texted me quite a lot, and it meant a lot to me, so I'm proud to be able to turn the season around this year and show you what I can do, so thank you. Big thank you to the manager as well. Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Thanks again. Sorry. I was at the Dixie Awards last year and know what this award's about, and I've just been told the previous winners, and it's a real honour to get this award. I think it sort of shows how far I've come this year, and I'm just really proud and grateful to the chairman for giving me this. Obviously I've been here 2 years now, but when you come to a new club you want to become part of the culture, you want to learn what the club's about and how it operates, so I try and do as much as I can for the community, and obviously on the pitch I try my best every day in training and in every match, and to get an award like this just sort of caps it off for me, and you get to know the club, the fans, the history of the club, and you sort of become to feel a real part of it, and that's what I've felt lately, and this just seals it.
So in the intro to that, I mentioned you winning the Blueblood Award, and it does mean a lot because it does come from the chairman.
Yeah, it does. It was a great honour to have won it, and yes, Bill Kenwright is the chairman of this club, but he's also the biggest fan. So it's like getting an award off the biggest fan at the club. It's something I'm very proud of. It's something I didn't necessarily set out to try and achieve, but there's a lot of times where you're out there doing your best and you're not necessarily competing for the Player of the Season awards. I played with some incredible players, so it's a nice appreciation when it comes.
It is a huge honour indeed. And that brings us to our final award of the show. It is, of course, the 2018-19 Everton Player of the Season. Last year's winner was Jordan Pickford. He went on to have the summer of his life as he helped England reach the last four of the World Cup in Russia. And as we do every year, we ask fans to vote for their Player of the Season online at evertonfc.com. And in no particular order, it's now time to reveal the top three as determined by you. 3 great contenders then. Any thoughts on who'll take the crown?
You want my opinion?
Have we got this far in and you've only realised that that's what I want?
I thought we were going for a big reveal.
We will do the big reveal.
My personal opinion would be Luca Dean. I picked him in my player of the season for the whole league. I think he's been outstanding for the club this season, and that would be my vote.
Okay, surely.
Right.
Thanks very much. Thanks. It couldn't be another draw between Ghana and Luca Dean, could it? Let's end the wait and find out. To reveal the winner of the Everton Player of the Season 2018-19, there was only one choice, the boss, Marco Silva.
On behalf of our fans, I would like to present this player as a player of the season. It's been fantastic his debut in Premier League. Like he joined our club, big ambition, can show us every day, and good for us, can show all the match he played with our blue shirt. The player of the season is Lucas Digne.
Thank you. It is a big pleasure for me to receive this award, and thank you so much to every fan, and see you soon in Goodison. It's a big pleasure for me because the fans chose me for this award, and we are building something. And now I'm very happy to be part of the team, and I'm so happy to win this trophy for my first season in Premier League. I have very good feeling with the Everton'S. They welcome me with the best way than I can imagine when I arrived. Since the beginning against Valencia in friendly game, it was an amazing atmosphere in Goodison, and like always now, it's just amazing to play in Goodison in front of them. It's for my son, my family, and for the club and my partner, because without them I can't win anything, and for sure the coach and the staff.
So you were right then, it was Luca Digne, and it will mean a lot to him that it's been voted for by the club's fans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one thing to get an award from the players. It's just as important to be received well by the fans, and he's managed to win both. It shows the incredible levels of performances he's put in this season. He's not had it easy. He's moved to another country, brought his family, and yet his levels of performances have been terrific. And for me, a very worthy winner, and I hope he can continue to play like this next season.
Do you think defenders have to be extra special to win Player of the Year awards because the attention's never on them as much?
I think they should be, to be honest. I think they should have to work extra hard. They do defend, but on top of that, he's had goals, he's had assists, he's had important passes. I think I was reading a stat towards the end of the season, he's got second most crosses in the league, so just shows he's not just defended well, he's also been part of Everton's attack.
He dedicated the award to his son, who was born last month, and then he also went on to thank the manager and all the backroom staff here. And in both those things, dedicated to his son and who he thanked, it reinforces the importance of family around Everton.
Absolutely, that's the way the club is. He's going to be hard pressed to maintain his levels of performances with a newborn baby next season. We all know how difficult that is. But it's a family club. This is it's the people's club. It explains itself. We want to be so close. We're a big part of the community, and he will be delighted that he's won this award off the fans.
And just to bring it back right round then to where we started, and Marco Silva there handing the award to Luca Digne. The platform is there now, isn't it? Feels like, given what's happened in those big games that we talked about at the start, the platform is there, players are settled, could be an exciting time.
I hope so, absolutely. As you said, wasn't always according to plan during the season, but the last 3 months has been a steady incline. Progression has been good, beating some of the top teams, so-called, here at Goodison Park, and really setting ourselves up for a positive summer and a good season next season.
A deserving winner then, Lucas Digne, your Everton Player of the Season, the final award. It brings us to the end of this year's Dixies. So for one last time, a huge congratulations to all the winners, and we hope that all of you who have been watching have enjoyed the new format. Thanks very much to him as well for joining us.
Thank you.
Have you enjoyed it?
I have, yeah. Despite you having a go at me every other week.
Listen, that's how the script writers wrote it. It's nothing to do with me. Wherever you've been watching around the world, thank you very much for watching. If you want more reaction from all our winners, including your Player of the Year, Luca Digne, head to evertonfc.com or check out the club's social media channels in the coming days. Thanks very much for watching. It's boiling in here, isn't it? We both lost about 3 stone, so we're going to put some of it back on. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.